Singtel, the largest telco in Southeast Asia, just posted its first net loss. The second quarter, in fact, that loss is standing at about 668 million Singapore dollars. This dip into the red is the result of an exceptional item, they say, from their Indian subsidiary, Bharti Airtel. Now, analysts had expected net profit of more than 500 million. But Singtel says if you take Airtel out of that equation, net profit was actually up 4%. Let's discuss this now with Sachin Mittal. He's the head of telecom media and technology research with DBS Bank. And let's ask him about what to make of Singtel's earnings report. Sachin, Bharti Airtel is bound by an Indian court ruling on how these telcos report their revenues. Will this ruling affect Bharti and Singtel with their reporting requirements, especially in the next few decades, the few quarters to come?
I don't think so. I think this could be a one-off losses booked by Bharti due to this regulatory issue in India. And anyway, as an analyst or as an investor, I will rather look at the more sustainable level of earnings, the underlying net profit. So I hope this issue is not really a recurring issue going forward, and it is taken care of in this set of results.
Sachin, Singtel kept interim dividend unchanged at 6.8 cents a share. Can they keep to a full-year dividend of 17.5 cents now?
Yeah, I think I have no doubts about that for this year. And even for next year, I think they want to sustain this level of dividends. They have a history of not letting it down, although it may come with the one-notch lower rating, which is still investment grade. So I think such dividends are sustainable for this year for sure, no doubt.
Sachin, Singtel has had to refer to intense regional competition, especially in India and in Indonesia, in fact, for their results in the last fiscal year. What are those specific sectors that you see Singtel having a challenge in overcoming?
I think challenges are there not just in India, Indonesia. I think challenges are there all over, whether it's in Australia or Singapore. It's a very challenging outlook for the whole industry. You can see that Singtel has revised down its EBITDA guidance for the full year from high single-digit growth to stable EBITDA for the whole year. So this challenge is particularly coming in their core markets of Singapore and Australia. Plus, India continues to be a competitive market, although we are hopeful that India, which was a 10-player market, and now it is the main three key players, there is a hope, there is a chance that it may have two key players going forward, because the penalty or the fine is too huge for the third player. So in that sense, there is a sense of hope for India, and hence there could be a tariff hike cycle in India. Indonesia, I think, is still growing mid-single digit. So no major issues in Indonesia.
Okay, well, Sachin, what about bids for the nationwide 5G network rollout here in Singapore? They're due to conclude in January next year. Do you think this will improve the outlook for Singtel? And what about the other telcos in Singapore?
There are a lot of question marks. How do you look at it? Because it's the 5G is very capex intensive. It's a high capital expenditure. And the capital expenditure for similar rollout for 4G and 5G is about 2 to 3 times higher. So we are talking of 2 nationwide 5G licenses, and there are 4 players who will bid for it. So I think the key is if you bid it jointly, then you can share their capital expenditure. So my thinking process is that it's quite likely that Singtel might go solo, although we don't know, and Startup might collaborate with the M1, or they might do some collaboration. So there could be some capex savings if you do joint collaboration rather than going solo. And if you can avoid excessively high capex, then yes, 5G can be beneficial for you for the upside from the enterprise business in the near term.
So, Sachin, just your final thoughts on this. Where would you say Singtel is in that process of building out 5G? How far along are they?
Oh, right now the spectrum is not there for nationwide 5G. It will be available in 2021. So we have to still wait. And in 2021 also it won't be nationwide. It will take another 2023 time of time frame for 50% rollout. So let's not hurry a lot about 5G. It will take some time.
Well, at least in their planning process is what I meant.
Yeah, they are planning, but the spectrum is not there right now.
All right, many thanks for sharing your analysis with us today, Sachin Mittal. He's the head of telecom, media and technology research with DBS Bank.